Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual
Bitcoin has now almost overtaken
all-time high this week of $900. Now, at its peak, if you have invested $1,000 a year in it, it has to...
Everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Wednesday. Tough trading day yet again today. Not quite ready to turn around, but maybe during this live stream, we'll start to see a bunch of green candles and get the price going up. So let's all have positive thoughts, good vibes for crypto, Dogecoin trading. Here's Doge, 10.4 cents. Yeah, we were 10.6 in my morning video. If you watched my video this morning, the Doge Army holding strong, but it's a battle out there, isn't it? It's a big battle out there. So that's what we got right now. A lot to talk about, though, as always, for those watching on the video replay, because all of my lives are videos, which post on my YouTube channel. You weren't here for the live. In the live, you join in. You can put questions in the chat. We can be interactive, have a lot of fun. You can always leave a comment in the video below, and I read the comments. So whatever's on your mind, we've got to say, you can leave it down there for those watching video replay. But if you're in the chat here, let me know what you're thinking about this. Are you scared? Is there fear? Are you getting shaken out, or are you holding strong? Because, good times are still going to come. And Uptober is eventually going to turn around. Yes. More toward the second half of the month is what I've been predicting. I thought we would kind of go sideways and have some downs, but not quite as bad as what we have here. So overall, hey, let's see whether we can get some green candles during the live stream. So, yeah, let me drop down here in the corner. Get this chart nice and big, although it is kind of bloody here. We zoom out to the 4-hour chart, and you can see that we had this big run from last week. Remember, that wasn't too long ago, right? Jerome Powell said 50 basis point, right? Interest rate cuts. We were all excited. Prices were going up. They kept going up through the week. And over the weekend, we hit 13 cents for Doge. I thought we wouldn't drop as bad. And so here we are down here. Now, for those that have been watching my September price prediction video, what did I say for the end of September? Around 10.6 cents. We hit 10.6 cents on October 1st. I was only one day off with my September price prediction. Of course, I started my October price prediction way up here because that's where we were. But I did have some dips, right? I got some dips, but just not quite as dippy as what we are seeing now. So that's what we got going on. But good times later on the month. We got some other people taking a look at the charts. And as I showed in my video this morning, Kev Capital hit the nail on the head. Like all the TA showed, this was the dip that we had on Monday. That was the dip. And I bought that dip based on my TA. I was like, that was very strong. But people's fears about war, I guess, overcame that. There's the port strike, and there's this and that and the other. We'll talk about all those other things as well. So a little fear, but that didn't really stop the stock market. Stock market was trading okay. They're just taking it out on crypto. A lot of liquidations. I covered that again in my video this morning. All the huge leverage liquidations, and they just continued through the day. More and more leverage getting hit hard. So we will get to more of the charts. We will get to the news, what's going on. But I'll start here in the chat. What's going on in the chat? Hi, Wei, how are you? And A-Star, yeah, here we are again. Doge, 10 cents, a groundhog market. Yeah, kind of, right? Here we are again. Retrace. Yeah, Ryan. Matt just bought a few thousand more Doge, brought my average cost down to 11.7 now. All right, Matt. Bringing that average down. Uptober. I like that, Ron. Uptober, right? We're off to a rough start, but God candle is incoming, Mars says. Love the positivity. Keep buying. Getting tired of it. It'll be nice to hit the selling season. I know, right? We'll get there. Okay, I'm going to take a little while. Do you sense a God candle coming anytime for Doge? Yes, but not anytime soon, as I've been saying. Not anytime soon. We had some nice, slow and steady gains, but the events of the past couple of days just kind of wiped all that out. So, hey, Vince, I think you predicted this big old dump months ago. I know I did, but my optimism was taking over. And so I became much more optimistic as we entered October. So yeah, there's that. Hey, Damien, I think it would have been the dip had Iran not launched a zillion missiles. I don't know if we would have had such a big dip, though. There would have been a little dip. Hey, Samos, what's up? Mr. USA, maybe we can start to see a run up after all these leverage hits finally cool off. Stop trading with leverage. The gamblers are going to gamble. The degens are still going to keep using leverage because it worked once for them. So they get wiped out and they just do it again. The Doge army needs to unionize. Yeah. But we don't want to go on strike, though. We want to stay strong. But I mean, Bitcoin just dropped below 60K right here. About 10 minutes ago, it hit 59,982. Maybe that was a number that they were seeking in order to flush out some more leverage there, just below 60,000. And now we can just carry on, move on up. Let's go. So we'll be checking in on Bitcoin too with Doge. On the Bitcoin chart, again, I showed this morning, and a lot of others have been showing this as well. Again, we had this channel here for Bitcoin. And, this goes again all the way back to March. And Bitcoin is still in this downward channel. We've had a bunch of touches on the top. We've had a bunch of touches at the bottom. And this last little run we had for Bitcoin was actually a higher high from the August high, but still below the July high and still fit within the channel. And now 60K is right back near the middle of this channel. Many are predicting a bounce all the way down to 50K, that Bitcoin's going to trade down and hit the bottom of the channel again, negating this inverse head and shoulders that we had here in white, because it looked like that head and shoulders, reverse head and shoulders pattern was going to play out and Bitcoin was going to just take off back up. Didn't happen. So you can do all the technical analysis you want. You can look at the charts all you want. The daily news is going to overtake that, though. And the fear that entered the market here, the port strike, a bunch of missiles going from Iran to Israel ground forces into Lebanon, like all of that fear there just led to a bunch of Bitcoin selling, which then, of course, dragged down the whole market. So here's Doge's. Again, Doge's downward trend line was much more steep than Bitcoin's, as we've been covering. But this was a clear breakout that Dogecoin had out of that, but has retraced back down to 10.4 now. So that's where we are. So that's the state of the charts as we speak right now. Overall, crypto for the most part is red. You got Wormhole and Hex and a few others that are actually up over the past 24 hours. But for the most part, I mean, Doge down 1.7% over the last 24 hours isn't bad. It's just that the downward retrace came in some big chunks there for Doge. A bonk down big, 8.6%. So that's the state of affairs. And here's why Bitcoin's Uptober is already off the rails. Tough start for Uptober. And the crypto has had its worst start to October in history. The worst start ever for the first 2 days of October. That's not good. That just means we're going to turn around, though, I think. Market optimism saw nearly $500 million caught on the wrong side of the trade. That's right, $500 million of liquidations going after those leverage longs. The anticipated Uptober rally faces a mix of geopolitical and macroeconomic challenges. So, I mean, that's what it is. So they take it out on Bitcoin. A lot of the ETFs will show that as well. And gold keeps going up. So money flowing from Bitcoin to gold, maybe. So here's our latest on the liquidations. The latest on our Bitcoin numbers down 2.94% for October so far. ETH down 8.1%. It's like ETH is just getting slammed. And as I showed earlier, huge ETH liquidations, just giant ETH, just $72 million in ETH liquidated. So, and there are gamblers who are out there trading ETH with leverage, $1 million, $2 million, and they're just getting wiped. So that's going on. Bitcoin ETFs hit hard, $242 million in outflows. So what happens? Well, fear in the market. Those ETFs are not a safe haven. They trade like stocks, but it's like a crypto stock. And they were selling. So ETFs, not always helpful. Not always helpful. And then, of course, there's Lark posted this, like, it's okay, honey. I'm sure the banana zone you keep talking about is just around the corner. What about that banana zone, huh? Raul Paul is like, we're supposed to be in a banana zone. Everything's supposed to be going up. What's going on? What's going on? Oh. But meanwhile, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge begin Uptober deep in the red, but some traders see this as just the final shakeout. Could this be the big dip, shaking out any last people who have fear so we can just turn this thing around and go up? Possibly. Final shakeout. Could that be final shakeout? Cryptocurrency markets trading lower, escalating tensions in the Middle East are causing that. That is, that's tough. But is it indeed a shakeout? Not only Doge, but a bunch of others. Pepe down 12%, crashing. Big players aren't panicking yet, though. What? Big players aren't panicking, right? So here's the chart about what happened yesterday with all of this big dump in Bitcoin while gold went up. And it's like reverse correlation, Bitcoin to gold meant a lot of investors just piling into gold, selling their Bitcoin, piling into gold. I don't know. What do you do with gold, though? There's a big war. I guess you keep your money from inflating away in fiat, but you're not in a risky investment like Bitcoin or Dogecoin, which could go down even further. So, yeah, maybe. But just like Doge, Pepe went on a big run last week and then dumped this week. Big players aren't panicking. Despite the widespread FUD across the crypto community on social media, big players aren't panicking just yet, with overall confidence surprisingly resilient as Bitcoin continues to trade above 61K. Well, got news for you. 61K didn't last because we're now at 60. And about half an hour ago, we just touched 59.9. So, yeah, not great. Not great. At the heart of this is the very same reason markets were bullish in the first place. It's been 165 days since the last halving event, which on April 20th. Remember that? Remember the Bitcoin halving in April? And how we probably see a little lull after the halving and then things would take off? Still waiting for that. Bitcoin miners under significant pressure due to the stash rewards, increased difficulty. Contrary to the quick-fire sell-off, Bitcoin has long established reputation as a safe haven asset. But it's not acting like that right now, is it? It isn't. So, broader Middle East tensions are in the cards. Could that happen? Could we see a bigger thing? Of course, all the fear mongers, World War III and all this stuff. And it's just like, I mean, you don't know, right? You don't know. But the question is, what are you doing about it, right? I just bought on a dip, bought a little earlier, did a day too soon. But to me, that was a good buy-in price. And I know some of you bought some today. So are you buying? Some might be panic selling, and some are just holding through it and holding and just waiting for the good times to come. Past couple days have not been that, but could this thing all just turn around? Wow. But that's why we Dogecoin, right? We invest in Dogecoin because we like to have a little fun too. I know it's been tough. It's been tough. But how Elon Musk, we'll say much wow, right? Much wow to the Doge fam. How Elon Musk went from promising to eat a Happy Meal if McDonald's accepts or adopts Dogecoin to promoting a Doge department. All of this going on. This was Elon back in 2022. There was this tweet about McDonald's, and Elon was going to eat a Happy Meal live on TV if McDonald's accepted Doge. They instead responded with some stupid, anyway, didn't happen. Let's just say that. Didn't happen. There was going to be this Grimace thing, right? Remember the Grimace token that was created? McDonald's didn't create it. Somebody created it because of that tweet exchange. But that's basically what was going on there. And it was just like, there was a whole bunch of things Elon was doing back then between Dogecoin and all these things. But now it's like, there's going to be this Department of Government Efficiency if Trump wins the presidency, humorously dubbed Doge. And so that gets that Doge name out there in the public. which is kind of fun. Skeptics point out that Musk's companies, including Tesla, have faced their own controversies this year. Blah, 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 blah. However, that hasn't stopped Trump from singing Musk's praises. Trump said, "I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government." Musk has agreed to head that task force. So, what are we going to do with Elon? And is he going to say something about Dogecoin, or is he just going to continue to laugh about the Doge acronym and nothing's going to come of it? That's the part about Elon and Doge we just don't know about. Like, how long is this all going to take? How long is it going to take? Dogecoin could be the mascot for the Department of Government Efficiency. Whether Musk will finally have that Happy Meal on live TV or head the new Doge department remains uncertain. His unique blend of humor and policy ambitions continues to keep the crypto community on its toes. And so we stay on our toes, right? So we have that going on. And then there was this other article about Elon Musk and Mark Cuban, which came from a Bloomberg article, which was basically just rehashing old things. It wasn't anything new. Someone had made a comment about that. Now it's just like, there's nothing new there. The Mark Cuban comments about Doge are a couple years old. He hasn't said anything about Doge recently. So there's nothing really new there. However, there is a lot of talk here about not only Williamsburg Pizza again, which is accepting Dogecoin directly. You can pay for your pizza with Doge. And then there's this new one we covered, this University Sports Grill in Tempe, Arizona. And so with that, here's what Aaron McCann, the co-founder of Williamsburg Pizza, said. Dogecoin is the only proof of work cryptocurrency with transaction times fast enough and fees low enough to be practical for merchants like myself. It's a small but growing part of our revenue. So that's good. And then we have from the University, fellow data, blah, 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 blah. Where was the one about the University Sports Grill? Because there was a good quote in here on that. Here we go. Kevin Knorr, owner of University Sports Grill in Tempe, began accepting Dogecoin at his bar about a month ago. So far, he's had about 20 transactions. It's a start, right? Usually the meme coins come and go. So for Doge to still be in this space means a lot for the Doge community. So we have that. Is Elon going to do something? Is he going to do something directly related with Doge? We stay on our toes, right? We stay on our toes. Elon Musk's favorite meme coin is Dogecoin, niche in retail payments, but is there going to be more? Again, another article going through pretty much the same stuff. Dogecoin is set to soar to 180%. We covered this before. Nothing new here. This was Ali, right? Ali Martinez, looking at downward trend. RSI was also in a downward trend. RSI pumped up last week and then came back and is retesting, as well as the price, retesting the downward trend line on his charts. I already had mine breaking out, but they're looking at this retest here before moving higher. And then, of course, we had Ali. This was the MACD crossover, and the last two times Doge had a MACD bullish crossover on the weekly chart, it rallied 90% and then 180%. a new MACD bullish crossover. We're getting close, but unfortunately, we just had this pullback. So the MACD crossover is going to have to wait a little bit more. But we have others that are still completely bullish, like Steph. Altcoins are about to go parabolic the rest of the year. Prepare for alt season. When you zoom out and you look at the big picture, it's just a little guy. It's just a little pullback here, nothing major. And you look at this big bull flag. This is on altcoins. This is just looking at altcoins. We're looking for still big things to happen. But don't ask Billy Marcus. Billy Marcus was like, someone asked him a question. It's like, what was the last DGen token you ever bought? And he said he bought Moodang at 29 cents and it went way down after. I'm very bad at buying tokens. Also, I bought Coinbase stock at 380. So yeah, my track record is awful. So don't ask Billy. He's just not good at investing, I guess. But we have a lot of that going on as well. So that's my fun little story there. Overall, we look at Doge 10.4, expecting bigger things right now. Hopefully this is the end of the pullback here at 10.2 and we can now move up. But it's a bit of a waiting game. It's a bit of a waiting game here. Is Bitcoin going to continue a drop and really establish below 60K and we'll be trading in the 50s again? Is that going to happen for Bitcoin? And is ETH just going to continue to get pounded down because of leverage traders? Eventually, those leverage traders are going to hit it big, but it's just getting pounded. ETH. So better to be in Doge than ETH right now. That's what I say. So how are you guys doing? How you guys doing? A-Star says, I think if all out war breaks out, port strike keeps going, new inflation numbers, not good. Doge will be down in the 8-cent range. Yikes. BTC holding at 60K right now. We'll see. Mars gets paid tomorrow. You want to buy more Doge tomorrow? Maybe you'll catch it on a dip. We'll see. If we go back down to the bottom of the channel, it's going to be carnage. Yep. Bitcoin at 50K, Doge in the 8-cent range. Ouch. Sorry, Mars, but I don't want that. I'm like all loaded up now. Let's go. Let's just go. But I get it. I get it. I get it. October looks good. Looking good for the last minute. Buy the dips. This could be just the shakeout. First few days of the month. Shakeout. Where you can buy on the dips. And then let's go. Bad news is fire sales. George gave bad karma saying we're going up. George always says we're going up. That's George. Or it's a market crash. And he's just explaining why it's a market crash. But then he just turns around and it's all bullish again. We're going up. Here, yeah. I had a feeling when everyone in X is talking about Uptober. Sell the news, right? We're in October, sell the news. Yeah, but I mean, if Iran wasn't bombing Israel, this probably wouldn't have happened. So, geopolitical tensions take over. Hey, Sergio, long time waiting, and we got a bit more of a long time to wait. $1.40 by February, you tell me. Is Dogecoin's adoption going to increase? Are we going to see Doge for a Tesla car or Doge on X? Then I would say, yeah, $1.40. Without that, We love Grimace. Yeah, right. Except for that stupid Grimace token. But other than that, glad you're here for the live, Sergio. January is your birthday month. At least 50 cents for Doge by January. I'd take that. I'd take that. We need to win. There will be a holiday. We'll see. Hey, KB. That's all right. We went through all the news. You can always scroll back if you want to cover the news. Went through it kind of quick because it's not all great. But you bought some more Doge this morning. Nice. Nice. A lot of people buying when the prices are down. Buying opportunities right and left. I bought yesterday at 11.4. And now it's at 10.4. So bought a little too soon. Overall, when you zoom out though, it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good, especially if we're looking at like this playing out in this big run. So that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're waiting for. Now I just want to see some green candles coming up here. There's some others, though, that have been doing well. Again, SUI, been talking about SUI, and we look at SUI on the 4-hour, and it just keeps going up. SUI just, no big dip in SUI. It just keeps going up. So my SUI bag is looking pretty good. For those that got in on SUI when I started talking about it low, you're like a 3x now. The SUI was in the 50s. Remember that? And now it's 180. And it's not dropping. It's continuing to grow. So, again, that's why we diversify, right? So we're not completely screwed when there's a huge dump, because there's probably a few that are actually not doing too bad. And this is one of them. This is one of them. So glad I'm in that. We can look at some other coins if you guys are interested in looking what's going on. Mutable X came down a little, now going sideways. Aptos leveled out, down a little bit, but pretty level. That's not too bad. That's all I see right now. I guess Oasis Rose was another one. It had been steadily going up, but it did take a big dip. But yeah, Doge's dip was pretty big the past 2 days. That was a pretty big drop. Oh, we just wanted to turn around. Come on, little doggy. It's just stressful. You keep saying the same type of articles with whales buying, record new amount of wallets, and Doge is still at 10 cents. I know. People keep selling. Even though there's new people buying and whales buying, there's a lot of selling going on too. People get scared. You want candles as green as the Christmas trees in December? I'd like to see a lot of green candles. It has been a tough couple days. We deserve it. Come on. Let's turn this thing around. Right? Let's turn this thing around. Let's go. Overall, it's liquidations. Now, as we've been on, there's actually some shorts of Bitcoin that just got liquidated at 60,800. So these are new trades. 600. Somebody just put a $600,000 short at Bitcoin when it hit 60, and they had a liquidation at 60,800 gone. It's like degens out there. Some think price is going to keep going down, so they open a big short. Some think it's going to go up, so they open a big long, and they both end up getting wiped out on the longs and the shorts. Doge overall in 24 hours, $3.4 million in long trades, 850,000 in short trades got liquidated in the last day. Hey, our friend Mert's back. Welcome, Mert. You were starting to feel a little positive there at the end of the stream last week, but yep. Fake breakout. I tried to tell you. It's not over. Not over. But it's like, what are you doing? If you told me, that's great, but what are you actually doing about it? Have you sold everything? Are you waiting for lower prices? Are you shorting the market? You have your buy order set at like 6-cent Doge, which will never hit, I think. So, yeah, you sold some Bitcoin and now you got cash sitting on the side? Or did you immediately buy something else and you're down on that? That's typically what happens. It's tough to have all that cash sitting on the side. But yeah, that's the hard thing. But the daily candles, yeah, it's like 4 days in a row of red now. Since we peaked here on Saturday, and that's pretty tough. So all of those nice gains wiped out. Bought some Chinese stocks. Did you get into Megal? Did you buy Megal? Megal had a big run today. I own Megal. Megal ran from 50 cents up to 80 cents today. It was up like 45%. Megal. But like those cars like Mio and Xpeng, they're all up. Those Chinese stocks, there's a bunch of them. Baidu and Temu. It's like the Chinese stock market's going crazy. Is that run going to last? I don't know. We'll see. The situation in the Middle East will get eventually worse. Oil prices go higher, make it difficult for the Fed to deploy the planned interest rate cuts. That could play out, very much so. But we still have the positivity of the US presidential election. We've got the M2 money supply still increasing, and we've got the Chinese like printing money right and left. The Chinese stock market going crazy. So there could be a bit of a balance there. But this still doesn't look great. It threw all the TA out the window, and it threw my October price prediction out the window. So that's what we're living with. Again, I bought here at 11.4, and then we proceeded to drop lower. I don't have any more cash sitting on the sidelines. Monday was thinking about selling that Celestia, and I didn't do it. And now I'm like, ugh. That would have been a good time to sell. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns around. Is this going to continue to drift down the week, or has this sort of reset and now we're going to go sideways from here? That's what we're waiting to find out. The market makers, the shorters, want to send this down even lower. Bitcoin back to 60,500. So maybe it was just to get Bitcoin just to touch right below 60,000 to wipe out some of that leverage. And then now it's trading back up. That would cause 60K to be super strong support. So much I'll even put a line on there, 60K, right? That's super support right there, if that indeed plays out. Yeah, it's like, what can you do, Mert? Just hold. If you didn't sell, nobody knows what's going to happen. Short term, long term, we don't even know. Again, I'm looking at the 4-year cycle still, and I'm still predicting, the last half of October for us to still have run. I mean, this happened last year. There was a big dump early October. We were buying Dogecoin at 5.8 cents 1 year ago on a big dip. 5.8 cent Dogecoin. Before Doge started going on a run, end of October. We go on the daily. Let's zoom back. Let's see where that was, right? This is where we were. This is what October looked like. Doge was kind of coming along in the 6 cent range, and then there was this big dip here. That was on October 9th. The big dip happened, and Doge dropped all the way down to 5.6. I bought at 5.8 on that dip there. That was just 1 year ago. And then look what happened. The end of October, Doge essentially went from under 6 cents, peaked up here at 7.5, dipped back down to 6, 7, and then started this upward trend right up into like mid-December to 10.6 cents. To 10.6 cents, which is where we are again. That's a little depressing to look at that from December last year. We are now at that same price, but on the downside from last December. But yeah, all the technical analysis in the world can't overcome world events. That's for sure. You only lose if you sell. That's true, KB. No money flow until QE starts. QE is already started. It's just people get shaken out by wars. We're going to go up. So many positive catalysts. 2 more rate cuts, supposedly in the cards. A Trump win. That'll make the market skyrocket. Damien thinks post-election, that's when we'll see the real action. Maybe this year it waits until November 5th. And we see what happens there. Yeah, A-star, it might be November 5th. Alt season begins, right? A Doge season could be different. Again, Doge would generally follow what others are doing, but Doge goes on its own runs when it has its own big catalyst, which in the spring of 2021 was all those memes and tweets and all of that going on. Elon announcing he was going to be on Saturday Night Live, all this talk about the Doge father, right? Yeah, all of that was so exciting. And Doge just totally went on a run. That could happen again. As we've seen in the 4-year cycles, Doge's big runs happen in these short segments. And for the rest of the time, Doge does this. It starts to go on a run, and then it trades back down. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Yep. Watch Doge rally to finish the day green. Wouldn't that be great? $10.69. Doge gets up to 1069. It'll be in the green. 1069. It could do that. We've got about a little over 3 hours left in the day. Come on, 1069. See a little bit of green there. This is a daily chart. Isn't it interesting, though, how it came back to my end of September price prediction line? Came all the way back right there. Yeah, crypto not for the faint of heart. It's tough. Just try not to get depressed, right? Try not to let it bother your day-to-day. I mean, that's why part of the reason why we invest in Doge. With Dogecoin, you can still have fun with it, even if the price isn't doing so great. There's always something going on with it. But then when the good times hit, man, it's going to run. It's going to fly. But it's hard to think of that right now when we're stuck in a big retrace here, right? This time, adoption on multiple platforms. And that's what I've been saying. I think the tweets and the memes aren't going to be enough for Doge to go on a big run this time. As we just saw in the SUI chart, right? SUI is running not because of memes and tweets. It's because it's like an awesome blockchain that is growing in use very quickly. And so its price is going up. We need that usage for Dogecoin. Yeah, but 80,000 Doge to somebody else might be a lot. So for you, you've got a bunch of other much bigger investments going on. But for some, that's a big stash. I'd like to at least get back up to 11.4 so that the Doge I bought yesterday actually, or Monday night it was, so that Doge, I'm back in the green on that Doge I just bought on that dip. Because I thought, wow, that is the dip. Nope. Kept dipping. It kept dipping. So that was a 50,000 Dogecoin purchase right there. Maybe I should have only done half there and then waited to see what happened. Could have gotten the other half much lower. I don't know. I just felt like all the TA that I did was basically showing 11.5 because that's where we were back in August. That was the peak here of that high was 11.5. And so for Doge to come up to 13 and then dip back down, that was my target. As soon as it hit that, I was like, okay, filled that gap, came down, met that point. That's the time to buy. So that was my thinking. And I don't regret it. The TA just pointed to that. I just didn't know that Iran was going to be sending all these missiles to Israel. I thought that was just talk, but they did it. Sad day. Any red day in Dogecoin land is sad, yes. And we've had now 4 in a row, but still staying positive. I think this is going to turn around back up to 10.5. So we're looking for 10.69. So come on, little doggy. Doge sat above the daily 50 moving average. Daily, was that the blue line there? I wasn't watching the moving average there. Yep, that's it right there. Yep, that blue line, that's right there at 1049. So we did dip below it and came back up. That's the 50-day moving average there. Look at Bitcoin back up to 60,800. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that was the dip, was Bitcoin touching 59.9 there, wiping out that leverage, and now it's moving back up. Same thing happened in August too. Same thing happened in July too. Remember the July 4th? I was live during a big dump. We did the same thing August, big dump. September, big dump. And now October, big dump. So yeah, hopefully the rest of this month will be green. I agree. Israel is looking to take out Iran's nuclear facilities. Usually when Israel says they're going to do something, they generally follow through. So, but for news of that to get out, that's big. Normally, they have not been broadcasting what their intentions are. Oh. On October 4th, Doge will grow by 12 cents. Fortune teller predicted this. Okay. 12-cent Doge on October 4th. I'll take that. We're only supposed to pump during Kriss lives. So we had this little dip here. And now, well, that was actually right before for Doge. So yes, let's go. 1057. Moving up. Let's go, Ryan. Come on. And sorry, Mars, if you're waiting for a big dip tomorrow because your paycheck's coming tomorrow, I don't know what to say. If it dips, it dips. Either way, you're probably buying in at a lower price than I bought on Monday. So you're good. You're good. But this is starting to look like signs of recovery here. Bitcoin up to 60,955. There's a lunar eclipse. If Doge starts to rip on the live stream, then I'm the GOAT. That would be something, wouldn't it? I just want 1069 right now. Confirm 1069. I'm not asking for much. Let's confirm that. Michael added 10-cent Doge. Nice pickup on the dip. Nice pickup. Yeah, let's make Doge 73 cents again. Ah, if only, right? It's going to take a little while. No, there won't be anything about name change. Dogecoin is what it is. It is what it is. So don't even have to think about the what ifs because it doesn't matter. It's Doge. It'll always be Doge. So that's what we got. Sheeb went on a big dip. I mean, Sheeb's dip was pretty bad as well in the 4-hour chart. It had gone up last week up to 21, dropped down to 16. And we looked at the Leash one. Leash had, like, after a little run, had this big dip down on the Leash token. And Bones kind of went, yeah, kind of dipped down again lower than where it was last Wednesday. That's a good comparison, right? Where was it last Wednesday before the rate cut? And then where is it now? If it's below, it's probably an altcoin. What happened to Cardano? Much below, way below where it was on Wednesday. Solana even way below where it was on Wednesday. Algorand got hit bad, big drop. And of course, ETH we've been talking about, just totally dumped. Ethereum Foundation is selling ETH tokens and it's getting shorted, and they're wiping out leveraged longs with these successive dumps for Ethereum. So yeah, that's not good. We aren't even 72 hours into October and everyone's already given up. I'm not giving up. I'm giving up on the first week. Then we stabilize, and then the last half of the month, we go. Because we have to get up to where my October price prediction is. It's a requirement. Has to be. Market and crypto waiting to see about the presidential race. Trump would probably pump crypto more than if Harris won. Because of the Elon thing. I mean, he's even got crypto, selling NFTs, doing all of that. He understands crypto. Kamala doesn't. I think she only made some comments recently about crypto because she was losing the crypto vote, even from Democrats. Is she actually going to be good for crypto? I doubt it. I doubt it. So yeah, well, I'm going to cut it short here. That's about what we got. Nothing else new. We'll be watching this tonight. Have a video tomorrow. I'll be live again on Friday, 4 o'clock East Coast time. We'll see how this plays out right now. We've had the dips, wiped out a bunch of leverage, fear going up. Yes. A lot of it's going to be tied to the world geopolitical events and what's going on with the port strike and all of that stuff. But crypto traders can be resilient, though, and can start buying this stuff back up. So we just need some confirmation, again, on the short time frame of some higher lows. And we'll see how this plays out. So that's what we got today. Hope you're all hanging in there. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.